Hello and welcome to AAA Wargaming. This is another battle report. So this will be game 4 of Art of War. So let's crack on. So in the first three games of this tournament, I've beaten David. I've lost quite very heavily against Guillaume and his Demon Legions, and then I've just beaten a Vampire Counter player as the third game. It was a bit of a standoff one, but it was quite technical. This one is complete opposite. It is a proper slugfest. So I got drawn against Joe Sampson and Orcs and Goblins on the Sunday morning. So we had a deployment of mutual encroachment, which means we were quite a narrow deployment, which probably favoured me with a bit of far more manoeuvrability. We then had primary objective was secure target, and then the taxman comes as a different one. I'll explain that. And yeah, let's have a look. So that's deployment top right. Yeah. So the only thing, when deploying, each player may deploy up to 2 of their core units fully on their own half of the battlefield and fully inside any field, forest or ruins, and that's important for this. They can't declare a charge, perform advance move or march move, etc., but this is quite important. So the primary objective is secure target, so 2 markers along the centre line, 24 inches apart. And if the player has at least one scoring unit within 6 inches centre mark and the other player does not, at the end of each turn 3 to 6, a victory counter is awarded. When I show you his army, I thought, sorry, I should have said, this was against Joe Sampson. Great guy, it was a lovely game. I should say, when we see his army, you'll see why I don't. Whilst, like, I don't think I'm going to get the primary on this one. The taxman comes. This is secondary objective. So before deployment, you secretly nominate one of your units as the jackpot winner and 2 units as HMRC. So, and then you reveal units after deployment. So all your HMRC units gain hatred and your jackpot winning unit. So you want to pick quite a tough one. Now he chose his grunters. I chose my Great Eagle unit as my jackpot winner, and HMRC was Wild Huntsman and yeah, it was Wild Huntsman and someone else. I can't remember what he chose, but either way, we're hunting down those 2 big blocks. Right, my army, nothing changed. Big thing is I haven't really got many good scoring units to go and take some objectives, so that's kind of a disadvantage at the moment. On his army, right, let's large it. So we've got 2 shamans on wyverns, so both got big wing. One's an adept on shamanism, and one's an adept of thaumaturgy, so reasonably shooty, but also some good combat spells as well. Not that they're quite mobile. My Kestrel Knights can take them on, so I'm not totally scared of that. But one's got Talisman Shield and one has got Destiny's Call, so they have got an Aegis save. He's then got a Brood Alpha with a Lance and a Grunter going in the big block of veteran orcs. And then he's got a Brood Alpha end up going in the Iron Orcs. He's then got a big unit of veteran orcs of 35. He's then got a 14 unit veteran orc marauders with Stalker Standard and Sheltering Standard on the other one, and then he's got 27. So Sheltering Standard is really good because it just means he will get 6+ save. He's then got 27 Iron Orcs with Stalker Standard as well, 18 Gogtok Neophytes. Those are going to be difficult. Yeah, again, ambushing, so I tend to ignore them or ignore it. Just pray that I can get away with it. 3 trolls and 3 trolls, both with Bridge Troll. 2 units of 10 National Guns and 2 Scrotling Wagons. So I think the big thing here is he's got 2 big blocks, so he can split between each objective with a mobile cavalry block that's going to be his B and that's going to be quite punchy. He's got 2 flying characters, so he's got so many combat threats and a good amount of chaff between the trolls, like tough trolls and the Nasher Dashers and the Scrotling Wagons, that he can control the combat engagement. So I need my archers to do some work. I didn't want those Scrotling Weapons to come in, so I can kill them off. And then Asher Dash and stuff like that. And then I was hoping to use my archers to focus fire on one of the blocks and bring them down, preferably the veteran orcs. So this is after my deployment. So what we've got here is we've got a water feature, hill, impassable, and then this ruins and a forest back here. And this is where that rule at the beginning about being able to ambush um, inside your half of the board and in ruins. Got the two markers there, and then I place my forest down as centre there, so I can move it either left or right. I got to He gets to choose the side, so he chose that side. I think mainly because of the ruins, so he could move his big block further up. And then decided to drop first, so I could try and get some board possession, push him back as far as possible, just so that I can delay him coming forward and try and get side. I decided to focus, instead of split my archers, I decided to focus on one side, and I basically put them all on the right with a unit of kestrels in support, a unit of great eagles there, the Brahmin is in the centre, my wild huntsman with the lord there and the great eagles on the left. So I did have another archer unit here. I put my banner deception unit here because I wanted to see if he was going to put all his scoring units, big ones, on this side or on there. So what I decided to do is put them on this side behind the kestrels and then move the kestrels so that I could use both of them just to focus fire on this unit. I felt that two archer blocks could do this. What he ends up doing in a counter deployment is basically a sort of semicircle run center apart from this. So he's got a scrolling wagon over here. Those are his neophytes in reserve. He's got the grinters. So he's got two units that can very easily take this. He's got the trolls, another unit, both unit trolls with the two wyverns. He's then got one unit Nashadashers, sorry, trolls, Nashadashers, Iron Orcs, other trolls, scrolling wagons. So he's quite clever. So he's basically used them to control the flank. So yeah, moving on to turn one. So what I do is I try and I advance up the left, basically try and start threatening into this area here. What I really want to do is put my wild hunts and other stuff into that unit there with a bit of support. I then put the great eagles up here, and I bring my wizard back here because I don't really need to concentrate at the moment. Whilst I've bought all my archers over here, and I'm just going to start picking as many of these off as possible and hope that by the time they get to combat, I've put them down to a manageable number and I can kill them off. Yeah, as you can see, I start plinking a few off, but because he's in hardcover and long range, it's not really easy. I've got one of those off with one of my archers, I can't remember which. Yeah. Right, so over into turn one. So what you can see is the Scrotling Wyvern coming up on this side. So, or Grotling Wyvern. He's brought one of his wyverns over to this side, which, yeah, I'm not really enamored by that. It's not dangerous at the moment, but it can very quickly move, and I'm not really over the top of that, especially with the trolls coming up here, because these two can just fix me while this big dangerous unit is back here. It just means that I really have no control over this side. He's brought the Nash Dashers up here to start chaffing, and they can fly, so I'm like, I've kind of got to engage with them at some point. I just wasn't sure what. And otherwise, he's moved the other Nash Dash back here and just kept a line there. So he's quite happy. He's moved the Grotling one out, and then he'll start moving down. Cool. My turn. I decided to charge the Briar Maidens in, and the reason I decided this is I could still flee, but I needed to get rid of those Nash Dash, and I just felt that those five going in with impact hits and everything else could deal with it. And if it all goes horribly wrong, I haven't lost anything major, because I felt like I just wanted to get rid of some of his chaff while he's put them out there. I could shoot them off, but I don't really want to do that. I still want to keep picking off that big unit, even if it's a couple at this moment. He still would have come out in the open, and yeah, we'll go from there. I had forgotten about the neophytes at this point, I must be honest. So I had forgotten they were going to come over the next turn. Otherwise, I'd probably put the kestrels back here, or move the archers back just to like minimise his ability coming here and trying to force him over this area where I can deal with my combat threats and his shooting can't do so much damage. I really don't want to go into the archers because this is kind of my one way I can win this fight over here. In essence, I got Waken the Beast up, but what you can see in the center is 3 6s and a 4, so I lost that spell as well, which was a bit of a bummer. So now all I had was Wheel of Woe, Predator's Instinct, and 2 Swarm of Insects. I was like, ah. So combat-wise, I've lost a reasonable amount here, so I haven't really got anything to do because I haven't got a Savage Fury to go along with Wheel of Woe. So yeah, not a good look. But it does mean it's pretty much certain now with impact hits on strength 4 and the deers on. So I think I think I'm going to go through that unit now. I also managed to shoot off one of the Grotling Wangers here, which is good, gets points. I decided not to go for the unit on this one because I felt this thing I needed to kill, because otherwise I was going to have the Wyvern and that all coming breathing down my neck with that big unit, and I don't think I can deal with that. I just need to get rid of that now. Yeah, and in combat I'd kill that unit, so I'm expecting the trolls to charge or something, and I'll just flee, which happens. Now, one thing I didn't account for, which I should have, my Wild Huntsman and Lord here are too close. So what I should have done was had them left them on the hill so that yes they can flee, and yeah I can still do it. So what I've done now is I've just created this dead zone here where he can bring his Iron Orcs and everything else forward. So yeah, I've kind of let him take board control not just on the right but on the left now. But it's not awful. I'm quite mobile, so I can react to that. And this is when I was like, damn it, they've come on. Don't really know what to do with these ones. Yeah. I knew they was going to shoot, and that's what happened. They shot a load of them off. And that was that. And you can start to see he's already started to bring his orcs off there as well, so they're coming forward. I think that's them losing a few more from dangerous terrains, but yeah. So wider Ogan's Horn. So what you can see is I'm pretty penned in on this side. I wish I'd moved them back just to like force them a bit. He's put the Wyvern over on this side, so I'm in a dangerous position. I'm being put on pressure on the right. He's brought his Grunters, big veteran orcs forward to start threatening me. I can't charge them at all. Yeah, and everything else. And then on this side, he's taking advantage of the Briar He's trapping my Wild Huntsman by bringing the Trolls and them up, because I don't think I want to put a Kestrel unit into the Trolls just because they're res 5 and everything else with 4+ fortitude. I just don't think I can do it, and then I'll probably get charged by that random mover as well, so I need to work out how to kill that at some point. Yeah. After turn, so this is my turn. So what I wanted to do, I need to work out how to get rid of this. So what I decided to do was sacrifice my big archer block to go forward. They're going to shoot at short range with them, and I was just going to put both of them into this unit to whittle them down as much as possible. I kind of forgot about what I should have done was move them forward a bit, but not as easy a charge as them. I shouldn't have given them both an easy charge because it brings them right into my area. And then what I've done is what I wanted to do was trying to draw them in there, and then hopefully I've got a flank charge with one of these, and I can deal with that. What I did not think about was how close that was. So yeah, that was a bit. On the left, I've extracted my Lord, and that's just because to threaten his trolls while I brought the Wild Huntsman a bit further back. So, because I'm going to have the Briar Maidens there that people can charge, basically I want them to charge and then have something really quite dangerous coming back at them. I've moved the Kestrelites over to the left. You can just see them here, and that's mainly so I can just so I can keep these two honest, just so they can't move up the wall straight away. So I'm having to try and slow down this left side while I try and deal with the neophytes and what's happening on the right. But I would say I'm using my maneuverability to get myself out of a problem. I'm not in control. Joe's very much in control at this moment for me. I think I would have gained control back if I hadn't done it, left that, if I'd moved it a bit more like that. Because if his Wyvern comes in there, they're dead anyway if they get charged by them. So I'm pretty happy with that, and it just means this because you can see what happens next. So, Sylvan's turn 3, you can see I've taken off a rank and a bit. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. So he's down to 16 for a unit of 35. So I took about 12 off in one go. If I'd had 2 big units, I could have taken off a few more, but yeah, that unit is becoming really, really manageable right now. But you can also get, he's starting to get the objective after the next turn, after this turn as well. Yeah, this must be Orc's turn 4, so I must have shot that unit. How did it? I must have put a swarm of insects into them also, or into this unit as well. So they charge in. So this actually is his turn 4. That'd be why. So he's charged in there. He's also got the Wyvern in, so I think he called the wire out on this one. So yeah, he's got the Wyvern in there. So I don't think that unit's going to break. They've got the BSB, so rerollable 9, but it's gonna hurt. And this is where I realised a mistake. I was like, Damn it. So he's got both of them in. And that unit is pretty much toast now. Other than that, you can see he's moved up the trolls on the left quite close. He's pretty happy if I charge him with my lord because he'll just counter charge with the iron orcs, and he's still got that wyvern further behind. What I don't think he expected to do is I killed them. He didn't do anything to me, and I killed them. So I've now got this unit that I've got a free move with them. So I've still got this unit for chaffing purposes. And in here, I didn't do any wounds to him, but I've only got 4, and then I pass my panic check, and then I reform like that. So I'm going to have ranks next time. I'm going to have a better chance of killing him because I think I still have 4 ranks. So I'm going to have advanced position. In this round, I kill a few, but mainly that's it. They're overrun. Now, you see what happens. So what my thought was, now that my Wild Brian Management over here, I could chaff this unit and charge this unit and get rid of them. And then charge that unit into them and get rid of them because I thought that's okay. And then maybe I can turn around and get them with these 2 and possibly that unit at a later part of the game. One thing I've completely forgotten about is how big a footprint this is, and I am light troops. But as you can see how it's ended up. And then on the left, I didn't charge the trolls. I've moved the wild huntsman over to this side because what I really wanted to do was I thought they'd charge in there and then I'd have some counter charges because I just use my maneuver to great effect. So what I'm doing is trying to just keep out of range of all this and deal with these over here. Yep, that's me. I kill a few of them. He kills one of me. Otherwise we stick. On that one, I've put 2 wounds. You can't see it there, but there are 2 wounds on the wyvern, which is good. So hopefully he wasn't attacking my BSB, even though he's very unarmored. But having elven reflexes, I think he put at least 1, if not both of them, through on that wyvern. So I think I'm not that I'm going to have advanced position next time. I think I'm in a good spot. Otherwise, yeah, what I did was I made a mistake because also he can charge me still. So he charges me and he's hit my eagles. So not only did I not kill that many of them, I lost 2 of the eagles in the nearfight thing. And at this point, this is my tax unit as well. So secondary is not looking great at the moment. And he goes in there and you can pretty much see that. Otherwise, he's moved the iron orcs up. I've sacrificed the primary objective I knew at this point. Otherwise, you can see he's been quite aggressive with his scrottling wagon and his trolls, and he's basically boxed my lord in. And that. So yeah. Now, what I do you can't see, is I charge my kestrels into this bad boy and just get that one into one or 2, but I just want to get rid of it to get some points because I realise I'm starting to run out here. In this, yep, kill a few more with the near fight. I kill a few in the near fights, but I die. Over here, I kill the wyvern, which is good. That was a more expensive one. Yeah, here they run off the board. So what I do is I charge the Brahmins and the Wild Huntsman into the Grunters. I also charge the archers into the back of this. You can see they're starting to get down some of the kestrels. What I'm hoping is I can overrun into this unit here. So I choose to do the other attack first. I've got a 7-inch overrun, something like that. Yeah, or was it 8? It must be about 7 if you took from there to there. But either way, it wasn't to be. They did kill off the Kestrel Knights. I got that close. If that got in there, I think that I was like, oh, that would have been really confident because I've had 3 ranks, a banner, a BSB, plus the BSB going in there, plus all their attacks. I think I would have done quite a lot of damage to that unit even before they swung. As it was, I still did. I took the back rank off and 4 of the next rank, but it wasn't. And this was it. I was like, because I would have had the ranks and I would have broken them. But as it was, I still broke them. I ran them down. Woo! And now everyone's out of charge arc, apart from the wyvern. So just got to accept this. The wyvern can see the wild huntsman. If they'd had 1 more die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if they'd had any die, that was the problem. I didn't get a single wild huntsman die. what I really could have done with is one dying, and then his Wyvern wouldn't have been able to charge me. But as it was, he could, so he comes in, and that's afterwards. And the trolls come in, and oh no, maybe that is. So they were there, and the trolls come in, and they miss that one. But yeah. After this turn 5, there was really much nothing on the other flank. I think the trolls charged into my lord, but other than that, on this side, you see the Wild Huntsman stick amazingly, but they do lose about 3 or something like that. They don't put any wings on the women, so they amazingly stick. Otherwise, what we did have the neophytes charge at the flank of my archers and hope would just panic them off. It didn't work out that way. They killed a few, but I stuck, and then I turned to reform. So I'm now going after him, and I'll kill that unit next turn. As you can see, I've chaffed the trolls just to keep them away from my. What I didn't want to do is the trolls charging into this unit. I'd rather sacrifice that than all of that unit because I think they might have beaten me up. Certainly killed my drone, especially with the Wyvern because I was expecting the Wyvern to go on there. As it was, I killed the neophytes. I turn around and his Wyvern probably doesn't want to go. He decides not to go in after that. Over in turn 6, he charges the Iron Orcs into my. So basically, my Lord killed his Snotdragon, and he charged both of them into there. So I'm only on 1 wound. He's killed the Wild Huntsman here. He decides not to charge the archers because they have Wheel and Will on them. He does kill. He does go after the Brymanes and kills them off, and he does kill my Lord. But and that's it. Yeah, it's quite a bloody battle and good. So I lost the primary objective, but I managed to draw the secondary after I lost my Eagles because I managed to kill his Grunter unit. And as you can see there, it's quite bloody. I think Joe played it really well, especially with that unit of 35 that get to go in the ruins. I think where I got it wrong was handling the neophytes. I think if I just, because I wasn't going to go for the objective really after that, if I just stuck them a little bit further back and forced them to either come in my front or come off to the side somewhere and not be able to ambush behind my archers, that meant I probably could have kept at least one of my archer units alive and probably my eagles because I wouldn't have had to sacrifice them for it so much. So yeah, I think that although I wouldn't have won, I think I would have had a closer loss, maybe an 11-9 because I wouldn't have lost. I don't think I'd have lost about 410, 480. Yeah, I'd have saved about 990 points. So yeah, I probably maybe I'd even got it back to a 10-10, which is that. But otherwise, it was a really good fun game. And it's good. Yeah, still good to get 7 points out of it actually, even after losing the primary objective. So yeah, and getting a 10-10 out of that. So no, really happy with that. Joe's a really good opponent. I think he's at ETC right now, which is on this weekend. So otherwise, going into the last game against Andy Barton and his Warriors of the Dark Gods. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening and have a good one.